In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 college basketball games happening on November 10, 2022, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games. So 2 picks for each game, 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 college basketball games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive betting picks to take your sports betting journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer anywhere from 1 betting pick a day up to 10 betting picks a day and much more. Now let's get started. Southern Illinois versus Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State will be hosting Southern Illinois down in Stillwater, Oklahoma this Thursday. Each team booked a victory in their opening night game, so they'll be looking to build on that momentum. The Cowboys were led by Bryce Thompson, Caleb Boone. Thompson had 18 points and 7 boards, while Boone had 15 points and collected 8 rebounds. Southern Illinois put on a rather performance in their opener, winning by 30. Senior guard Lance Jones tied the team high in scoring with 14. Dalton Banks came off the bench and had 14 points and 5 assists. This will be a competitive matchup, with Southern Illinois seemingly stepping up in class. Southern Illinois is 5-1 against the spread in their last 6 games, 4-0 against the spread in their last 4 Thursday games, and 4-0 against the spread in their last 4 games following a win. The under is 13-6 in Southern Illinois' last 19 games following a win. Oklahoma State is 3-1 against the spread in their last 5 games, and 3-7 against the spread in their last 10 games following a win. The under is 4-1 in Oklahoma State's last 5 games, and the under is 8-1 in Oklahoma State's last 9 games following a win. While I believe Southern Illinois has a legitimate shot at winning the Missouri Valley Conference this season, this game appears to be a significant step up in class against a team that figures to be among the top teams in possibly the best conference in college basketball, Oklahoma State of the Big 12. Don't be put off by either team's opening night score in this spot. Southern Illinois won by more than 30 points at home against an inferior opponent, while the Cowboys won by only 11 points against an equally inferior opponent. In the second half, the 11-point margin grew to over 30 points, and Oklahoma State sent in a large portion of their bench early in the game. However, they will not be looking past a very dangerous and potentially tournament-bound Salukis team in this matchup. Oklahoma State has the size, defense presence, and versatility that the Salukis are attempting to emulate. Southern Illinois will arrive. It is just a little too soon. I fully expect the Cowboys' entire season to be about redemption. Redemption for what the team and coaching staff believe was a far too harsh penalty last season. They will not be complacent in any game this year, and expect to see the team's top 9 rotational players rather than a slew of role players early in the second half. Oklahoma State looked sharp in their first game of the season, but let Arlington hang around. Southern Illinois scored 94 points in their first game and will test the Oklahoma State defense. I expect Oklahoma State to pull away in the second half once again in this game. This will be a double-digit victory for a team that possesses talent, size, shooting ability, and a chip on their shoulder. So the Oklahoma State Cowboys to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Expect a healthy pace of play in this matchup. The Salukis committed 17 turnovers in their opener against an inferior defense, and now meets an Oklahoma State team that forced 19 in their opener. The Cowboys will be very comfortable turning this one into a track meet and getting out and finishing in the open floor. Southern Illinois scored over 90 points in their opener, and while they won't match that here, have enough playmakers to push well into the high 60s in this game. Both of these squads take pride in their defense and locking down top scorers. Neither of these squads have a proven guy that can get a bucket when it's absolutely necessary. The Salukis won't waver from their slow, pass-heavy half-court offense. Oklahoma State should be able to close out defensive possessions with their size and physicality advantage. The Salukis will keep the Cowboys from getting open perimeter shots and force them to work the ball around to get quality looks. These 2 teams combined to shoot over 50 3-point field goals in their opening games. Don't expect to see a drop-off in this matchup. This game screams first to 65 points wins to me. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Cleveland State versus Cincinnati. The Cleveland State Vikings and the Cincinnati Bearcats have a non-conference matchup on Thursday night inside of the Fifth Third Arena in Cincinnati, Ohio here. The Vikings are 0-1 after a 72-68 home loss on Monday night against the Notre Dame College Falcons. The Bearcats are 1-0 and are coming off a dominant 98-55 home win over the Chaminade Silverswords. This should be an interesting matchup. The Bearcats are 6-0 in their last 6 games on Thursday. The Bearcats are 0-6 against the spread in their last 6 games after scoring more than 90 points in their previous game. The over is 4-0 in the Bearcats' last 4 Thursday games. The over is 7-1 in Cincinnati's last 8 home games. Cleveland State is 1-5 against the spread in their last 6 games versus a team with a winning percentage above .600. According to KenPom's adjusted efficiency margin, Cincinnati is 51st in the nation with a plus 14.92 rating, while Cleveland State is 271st in the sport with a minus 8.4 rating. The Vikings did not shoot the ball too well as they were just 45.9% from the field, while the Bearcats were on another level with 57.8% from the floor so far. Cincinnati has been the better passing and defensive team. I get the case to be made for an underdog in one of these little brother versus big brother and state rivalry games. However, Cleveland State was dreadful in their loss to a subdivision opponent, and Cincinnati's a good team despite whatever roster turnover they may have had. It might be a very long season for Cleveland State, who opened up their season with a loss against D2 team. In Game 1, Cincinnati scored 98 points, and they are going to have no issue running up the score against this Vikings defense. The Cincinnati Bearcats are in a completely different stratosphere in terms of the talent and should dominate. I just want no part of this Vikings team, especially after getting their teeth kicked in their opener. Cleveland State is going to get run out of the gym, so the Cincinnati Bearcats to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. The Cincinnati Bearcats are going to be suffocating on the defensive side of the floor in this matchup against the Cleveland State Vikings, and they are not going to allow many points to the Cleveland State Vikings. The Vikings are going to be better than the fouling they did in the opener, and now these teams are going to be able to force misses here. The under has hit in 6 of the last 8 Vikings against teams with a .600 plus winning percentage, as well as in 4 of the previous 5 Bearcats games after a 20-plus point win. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. North Dakota State versus Kansas. The North Dakota State Bisons will be getting out of the frying pan and into the fire in this matchup. After dropping their season opener to number 10 Arkansas on the road, the Bisons continue their early season trip by heading to Lawrence, Kansas to take on the defending national champions, the number 5 Kansas Jayhawks. Kansas comes into this game at 1-0 after appending Omaha 89-64 in their home opener. North Dakota State is 4-0-1 against the spread in their last 5 games overall and 7-0-1 against the spread in their last 8 road games, while the under is 4-0 in their last 4 road games. Kansas is 22-8-1 against the spread in their last 31 games against a team with a winning percentage below .400 and 18-7-1 against the spread in their last 26 home games against a team with a road winning percentage below .400, while I don't expect the Bison to shoot as poorly as they did against Arkansas, especially from 3. There's enough talent on their team to cover a 23-point spread, even at Kansas. Taking into account the lack of experience and depth Kansas returns, I'm less intrigued by their upside than some others are. Wilson is talented, and the early returns from Dick are promising, but their interior depth doesn't leave a good impression. Over time, we'll get a better feeling for their reserve rotation, but there's no telling how they'll respond when the Bison don't automatically roll over. North Dakota State is 7-0-1 against the spread in its last 8 road games, and Kansas is 8-20 against the spread in its last 28 games following a straight-up win of more than 20 points. So the North Dakota State Bisons to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. The under is 6-1 in North Dakota State's last 7 games following a straight-up loss and 4-0 in its last 4 road games. The Jayhawks boast the talent advantage, but it remains to be seen if they'll be a top 25 scoring unit again in 2022 to 2023. The Bison and Jayhawks played at a slower pace last season, ranking 179th and 100th, respectively. I don't expect Dick to carry this team night in and night out, as the young Jayhawks have a lot of talented mouths to feed, and we all see how quickly the transfer portal fills up when hungry players aren't getting their fair share. More mouths to feed leads to more broken possessions, illogical playing rotations, and star-hungry mindsets. I think no Bill Self on the sidelines could hamper Kansas play calling just a bit, but more importantly, I think North Dakota knows they need to make this game down and dirty if they're going to have any hopes at pulling off the upset here, and even if they don't, I don't expect Kansas to just blow North Dakota State's doors off. I believe that this one ends up in the mid-130s, but that's about it. I'm a fan of both of these programs, but neither is going to be cutting down the nets this season. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.